crucifix is. I do not like crucifixes. I like crosses. Here's the deal. The cross, for me, and should be every Christian, is a representation of his death and resurrection. Not only his death. The resurrection is the important part. Any normal human being can die, but God can't die. Only physical bodies can die. So when you see a representation of the body of Jesus hanging on a cross, there's a sense of death rather than a sense of resurrection. And it is his sacrifice that we remember through his resurrection. The purpose of his sacrifice through his birth, death, and resurrection. So when you see the body of our Lord Jesus Christ hanging limply on the cross, and that is one of the most common representations of Christian imagery in the world. Why? It is important, of course it's important, to recognize that he experienced the death of his physical body on the earth as part of being the suffering servant, the Messiah, our perfect sacrifice for sin. The story does not end there. So it isn't just that it is that the body is limply hanging on the cross, the representation of the cross. But have you seen these? What you see is that his arms are up. Hard my other arm is driving. Both of his arms are up and his head is hanging down. This is not a representation of Jesus being on the cross and being alive on the cross. No. Crucifixion does not end someone's life by blood loss. Typically, no. It's by asphyxiation. So when your arms are all the way up like that, and you're hanging by your arms, you can't breathe. The purpose of crucifixion was an extremely painful, very public way of torturing someone to death. So you have to stand up on your feet that are nailed, or however you want to say it, are nailed to the cross. Your hands or your wrists are nailed to the cross, and you have to hold yourself up. You have to hold yourself up by these parts of your body that are permanently fixed to this piece of wood. It's incredibly painful. Death comes when you can no longer hold yourself up because you cease being able to breathe. So to see the representation of our Lord, rather his body hanging limply on the cross dead, the image of Jesus dead on the cross. This is what they chose. Why? Why did they choose that? I would like to know. Makes no sense, does it? It seems almost sacrilegious or disrespectful. But okay. Okay. There are ways you can take it to where it's fine, I suppose. I'm not one of those that would consider it honoring or glorifying of Jesus. So I would say that it's a negative, but that's mine. You know, that's me. Now I have a cross hanging from my vehicle's window. I have crosses in my home. Not like set up with, shrinery or anything like that. But, they're Bible verses, things like this. Some of which I've made because I love Jesus. But I don't put his empty body hanging limply on any of them. To me, that would be a horrible thing to do. No, thank you. But that's just me. Anyway, I love the image of the cross. It reminds me of everything he did, and about his victory over death, and his victory over sin, and his promise to us, his many promises to us, as a matter of fact. It's a fantastic embodiment of Jesus. It reminds me of him, of course. Anyhow, that's all I've got for this one. Until next time.